Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series of following Titus of House Peake. And as you can see here, as we look over the city of King's Landing, great battles are being fought not far from its walls. And we shall take a look at those in but a moment here. So, what do we have going on? Well, as you will remember in that last episode, the War of the Four Kings started. When I originally named it, I called it the War of Three, or the War of Four Crowns, I should say, because one of these is not a king, it's a queen. But originally I called it the War of Three Crowns, but really it's a War of Four Crowns. And even though the Iron Islands over here, who have successfully invaded Flint's Finger, even though they're not necessarily getting involved in the war here, in the Seven Kingdoms and around King's Landing for the throne, for the Iron Throne, there's still, definitely a factor to be considered in the total war that is encompassing Westeros here. So, really, it is a war of four crowns, but this war is coming to a very interesting place here. And as you will remember in that last episode, the AI was not being very smart. I think it's just not able to kind of comprehend all the different mega wars from the mod, not to mention the various factions and the Reach coming in as an ally. I don't think the AI just knew how to deal with that. I let the AI play out for a little bit, and it just was not playing very smart at all. Troops are just starving here in the Reach, so I decided to pop in it as Dorne for just a moment and bring the troops over here to the Iron, or to King's Landing, where I saw that the forces of Stannis and the forces of Queen Myrcella were engaged in a battle here in the Gauntlet. And that seems pretty fitting. So as those forces were coming in for this, what I think was a pretty big battle, I'm guessing they had almost their entire forces here fighting in this battle. So as the forces of Dorne and Aegon Targaryen here coming in just at the moment, and I feel like this is, imagine this scene here too, right? Like a massive battle between the combined forces of the Stormlands, the Riverlands, and the North going up against the coalesced army of the Reach, the Westerlands, and those still loyal to Queen Myrcella. A massive battle just outside the walls of King's Landing. And as those two forces clash, Stannis looks to be coming out on top, only to discover his forces being slowly set upon here by the waiting troops of Aegon Targaryen, who is coming in to fight the exhausted forces. Whoever wins this battle, which does appear to be Stannis, is going to have to face the relatively fresh forces of Dorne here in but a moment. So Stannis will not have a chance to recuperate his army or recuperate his troops before this battle gets engaged here. So he's going to immediately, he's going to win this battle, and then he's going to have to turn his army around to face the fresh armies of Dorne. This feels pretty fitting. I'm not going to try to take over and manipulate the soldiers too much after this point. I just wanted to get them over here to King's Landing so that when they're sieging, it's actually going to give us war score, because we did a bunch of sieges down here. None of this gives us war score. I'd love to take Highgarden, but it just doesn't actually help our cause. Nor is winning the battle against Stannis here, but that may have a little bit more of an advantage, because if Stannis wins his war against Myrcella, he's going to be taking over. If we can weaken Stannis's forces, then that is all the better for us. So that's what we're going to attempt to do here. So we're going to let time go, and we're going to see how this all plays out. So as you can clearly see, the forces of Queen Myrcella have been defeated, and now the forces of Dorne are coming up against the army of Stannis here. So looks like our armies got spread out a little bit. So hopefully our big army is going to come in here, and we're going to get a lot of reinforcements So yeah, okay, so could have gone badly there. Our forces were spread out. I don't think we were ready for what we came upon here, but as our forces gather up, it looks like we're gonna get just enough here to tip the tides in our favor. Looks like Lord Victor of Grave Ridge, among many other commanders, 97 knights fighting in this battle here, including some well-known characters. Let us see how this battle goes. I believe we are in this battle, so we'll see if we get into any duels. Imagine if we somehow ended up going up against Stannis himself. We shall see. But it does appear that we do have the advantage here. We are going to take at least this one victory. We're obviously going to look at the details of this battle. If we could kill Stannis, that would be amazing. But I don't think that that's gonna end up being the case. No, his forces flee, but we did manage to win this fight. So we actually took more losses than he did, but we brought more troops to the battle. So let's take a look at the details there. And we'll go into knights. It took a moment there that the game actually stuttered to bring this back up. Wow, Stannis' soldiers getting way more kills than ours. Ours are a lot more spread out. But let's take a look at the events. So Lord Harmon killed Lord Mark of Alderus. Let's just take a look and see if there's any kind of known ones. Oh, the Little of Pinesend here. Looks like a Ramio, just a random guy. Not seeing too many big names. Oh, House Little. Looks like House Little may have lost more than one. Oh no, it's just showing the same ones over here. So it doesn't look like too. Oh wow. Oof. We took a bunch of losses here. Giles of House Langward. We lost Lord Horace of House Laygood, which is our grandmother's house, I believe, or our mother's house. Brixdale. We lost someone from House Corgyle. Yeah, so, we kind of took some losses in that battle, but it ultimately was a victory. We're going to attach ourselves to probably the army. We'll just attach ourselves to the smaller Dornish army here so that we don't have to manipulate everything there. So we didn't actually get any war score from that, but that will have helped us because it's going to have weakened Stannis's forces a little bit. So can see here he's got about 52,000. Marcella's forces are quite weakened, and in total we have 55. So still, the forces are relatively evenly matched here. So curious to see, but look, at least we're sieging down places that are actually going to give us some war score here. So that's good to see. Hopefully the AI will properly do some sieges here. We are significantly in debt, and that's unfortunate, but there's not really much you can do in a situation like this. We can't just, disband our army and go home. So, why? Oh, I see. There's a small battle, and they apparently decided to call everybody in to defeat the forces of Sharppoint here. Well, it's going to be a crushing defeat for them. All right, we might have to detach just so that we can actually do things smart here. Taking King's Landing, I mean, if we can siege down King's Landing itself, that would be the best idea. Can we move in here? Are our allies going to help us? We're gonna jump in and we're gonna try to siege down King's Landing itself. Let's see if our allies. We're gonna have to run. No, okay, we can't even siege it down because our allies are not assisting here. Struggling with the simple mechanics of the game and, the way that the AI works here. We're going to take some casualties. Unfortunately, that is just how things are going to have to go. We're going to hold this siege, so even if our allies leave, at least we'll get a siege down here. Maybe we can try to take Blackstripe. We'll try to take some of the land surrounding King's Landing, and then maybe we'll be able to go for King's Landing here, so we'll see. The war score, you can see, is heavily in favor just because we don't have the war target. Well, what's the war target? I believe the war target is to is to take the red keep here. So, you know, it'd be nice if our allies would actually go for that, but we can't. Like I said, there's only so much I want to do to control them. I mean, would they really just be sitting out here if all the other forces are around here? You know, if they're not dealing with us directly, why wouldn't we be sieging King's Landing directly? Why would we be going for these lands over here? I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Luckily, we brought the war score back down to 0 here, so that is going to be helpful. But yeah, I'd really love if our armies would just go and take the war goal here. But at least sieging down some of their lands has brought us back even with the Iron Throne here. Curious to see if they are... oh yeah, okay, it looks like they must have engaged in another battle here. So the more that Myrcella and Stannis fight each other, the better off that we are. The more they weaken each other, the easier time we'll have when it comes to fighting one or the other. And you'll notice that Myrcella's heir is Stannis right now. So if she dies, like if she gets murdered or something, well, that could lead to... oh wow, they're retreating. So we took Blackstripe here. I wonder if we could kind of get our allies to join in a battle. I don't want to risk our troops. I don't think our allies would join in if we went over there. Ah, but their army is so close. Surely we could defeat them if you just gathered your forces here. I'm tempted to take over as Dorne again, just because I feel like they're playing it dumb, but we'll let it slide for a little longer. They are at least sieging down some places, so that part is good. But yeah, if we can, if they don't... oh, okay, here we go. So they're coming over here. I wonder if we can bait them into a fight. A ruined orchard is not a major concern to us right now. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can bait them into a fight here, because if we could get a good battle against... ooh, okay. Look at this. Stannis's forces are coming in once more. Oh, and they're going to get engaged in another big fight here. Okay. So that's, you know what? Like I said, the more they fight each other, the better off. But that could give Stannis, you know, eventually he might get enough war score to pull off a victory. So, all right, siege is going down good. I'd like to take some of these Lannister forces. We might be able to get these retreating ones now. Once we finish this siege here, I wonder if we can go in and hit their forces that are rich. No, we would lose that fight for sure. But our allies might be coming in. Oh, our allies are coming in. So we might actually be able to... ah, here we go. So we actually... ooh, and we're going to be leading this fight. There we go. All right, things are starting to work out. We don't have to play with the AIs too much. Things are starting to work out. So we engaged in this battle, leading forces against Lord Adrian of House Pine. And we should... I mean, we're going to crush them. We're bringing in like our entire army here to face them. So that should be a good little victory. And that's going to put us... that's going to give us a little bit of war score here. And finally, our allies are moving in. Can we convince them? Yes, we can convince them into a battle here. Perfect. All right, let's take a look at that last battle just to go over the details really quickly in case there's anything. Nothing a major concern there. But here we go. This is what I'm talking about. You know, this is the forces of Aegon Targaryen, you know, the Dornish forces in serving Aegon Targaryen, the hopefully future king here, engaging the forces of Tywin Lannister and his people here. So right outside, I imagine we're not in the streets of King's Landing just yet. You know, this battle, we can presume that it's probably taking place outside the walls. We probably brought some ships in, just like you may have seen in like the Battle of the Blackwater and things like that, because we do have, you know, the forces of Old Town, which has a pretty big fleet. Dorne's probably got a fleet as well. So, and the Velaryon fleet here too. So, you know, probably ships coming in attacking the walls here. But the forces of Queen Marcella are vastly weakened here and are definitely not going to be able to overcome the combined forces. We should be able, hopefully, we'll be able to keep a siege going here on the Red Keep. I'm hoping we'll keep our forces here, and we'll see if our allies move off. I'm hoping that they stick around here so we can just get the siege of the Red Keep, because that could give us the victory that we need. So let us hope. And looks like they are sticking around close. So, oh, but they're not. All right, so they're not sieging. No, they're leaving. If only a few of them attached to us, we could siege down the Red Keep. All right, well, we're not going to stay here. Looks like they're preferring to engage in some battles. All right. That's not the worst plan of action. We can still gain another 30 from war score here, so we're actually doing relatively good. Oh, what happened here? Stannis turned to the faith of R'hllor, and he signed a truce, a white peace. That is very interesting. We're gonna have to take a little moment to try to figure out, what the explanation for this is. I mean, that's cool. It's really, really interesting. But I'm curious what kind of theories do you have? Do you guys have? Something that could be said for this is, maybe Melisandre or something like that, comes to Stannis maybe a little earlier than she did in the books, although we're getting pretty close to the timeline of the books. Maybe she comes to him, gets him to convert, proclaim, tells him about, what's coming from the north, the long winter, the White Walkers. Maybe Stannis listens and understands that that is the graver threat. And so he agrees to a truce with Marcella in order to focus on that. I mean, it's maybe a little tenuous, but if you have a better explanation, by all means. Obviously, it's just a mechanical thing within the game, but I'm sure we can think of a good reason, and I feel like my explanation kind of makes at least some sense here. So one of the children at court, Ryman, has taken the stick horse of a younger boy and thrown it down into a nearby cave. Jane got hold of the household guards and forced Ryman to go into the cave. His terrified screams could be heard for several minutes before he emerged with a toy. It seems that when Jane thinks something's the right thing to do, she won't stop until she makes it happen. We could give her brave, stubborn, or wrathful. I think it could be cool if she becomes brave. There we go. So we have a very brave daughter. So there we go. We defeated the forces of Marcella once more. Man, I think we're actually going to be able to pull this off now. Her forces are extremely weakened. Stannis pulls his forces back to, hold them back for, whatever is going to, be coming. And I mean, yeah, this could give us the chance that we need to find victory here. So we're gonna stick around here and continue the sieges. We could probably get our allies to engage in a battle here. Hopefully they'll get here in time. Looks like they will. Okay, so we initiated another battle here, which was a little risky, but our allies come to our aid. We're able to smash the forces here of Oren and the rest of Marcella's knights. I don't think she's going to have many troops left after this. Do we have anybody to ransom? We're so in debt. Let's see here. Lord Gorman, he'll pay 30. Lady Meredith, 15. Hober of Archer's Head. Yeah, we can get a few ransoms at least, so hopefully we won't be quite as in debt. 72%. We just need to get perhaps a few more sieges, and the the war could be ours. This war's been going on for a while. Our son was just 1 year old at the beginning of it. He's 6 years old now. So, you know what? We'll get him to study a language. We'll have him study Valyrian here. We're going to need to educate him as well. He's pensive. I do want to give him the stewardship education because I think that's a little bit better for him. But we'll probably want to educate him ourselves for now, I do believe. Just to try to influence his traits and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's, I mean, we might be able to pull off this war here now. She's only got 15,000. We've got the big advantage in numbers. Stannis is pulled out of the war. And yeah, I mean, we might see a Targaryen on the throne. And this was a big gamble, honestly. I feel like Stannis had the advantage there for a long time. I feel like if he would have pressed his advantage, he probably would have won. And I don't know who would have won that war between us and the forces of Stannis there. I feel like that could have been really, really tough. But Stannis pulling out is very opportune for us. So I think we might be able to somehow pull out a victory here. I wasn't sure, and I wasn't really feeling super confident that the forces of Aegon were going to win all that, but it looks as though that might be the case. We're going to bring our siege engines over here, and we're going to assist with the siege. 76%. I mean, we got a pretty good chance. Oh, and look, the Tyrell forces get hit here by a good chunk of our army. They're going to be crushed there. The question is, and I'm probably going to, you know, pause before the war ends one way or another, depending on how long things go, because I'm curious if you guys would rather that when we take over, I believe Aegon is going to get the choice to kind of do what he wants with the like the Westerlands and the Reach and, you know, the things like that. You know, he's going to have an opportunity to, you know, execute Tywin or doing things like that. I'm pretty sure he'll have that opportunity like at the end of the Mega Wars. I'm wondering if you guys would rather that I go in and do that and, you know, try to choose options that make sense. Like, I feel like after all of this, you know, House Hightower should probably become Lord Paramount of the Reach. They were the first ones to assist Aegon. You know, Tywin, is he really gonna be left alive? Is Myrcella gonna be left alive? We could leave it up to the AI. I'm curious to see what you guys think, if you kind of want to let the AI take care of that, or if we should go in and try to choose options that makes sense. Maybe we can leave it up to the community. So assuming we win, leave your comments as to what you think the aftermath of this war would be. And it does look like we are heading towards a victory here. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think the aftermath of this war should be, because you know, the AI can do some interesting and random things, but I think there's a few things like I said with the high towers and such that would really be the most fitting. I don't really want to get caught by myself here, so we're gonna bring our forces up. Oh, finally they're going for King's Landing. Yeah, all right, now they're gonna go siege down King's Landing. This is it. So actually that's cool. So the war will end with a proper siege of King's Landing here. And yeah, I mean, that seems like the most fitting way for things to go. So, and it's gonna take a little while, it seems. So, yeah, but definitely leave the comments. What would be the effects of this? I don't know if Aegon would look too badly upon, say, the Riverlands of the North for signing. Oh, what happened to Stannis? Stannis is facing a Liberty War. They are not happy that he converted over to R'hllor. Interesting. This could probably, you know, be factored into why, you know, what happened with him pulling out of the war and stuff like that. The lords were not happy with him after all of that. So But yeah, we should have a pretty solid victory here once the siege of King's Landing is complete. Marcel is raising a small army, but I don't think that she's going to have enough to truly defeat us here. We're gonna hold. We'll hold this siege going here, so we don't lose our progress here. We'll let our allies go in and deal with that. But will they? Will they come in and assist us with the siege? Please, please do. Or are they going to? Well, let's see. Let's see how our allies do things. Come on, you just gotta come over here, and we'll continue the siege, you guys. All right, no, they seem to want to head over there, so you know what? We'll hold King's Landing. The forces, the forces of House Peake are going to keep the siege on King's Landing while the rest of our armies go and finish off the other sieges. I think that's a pretty cool thing that, you know, House Peake is left in charge of holding King's Landing while the rest of the army goes and, you know, finishes off the rest of the rebel lords here. So yeah, I don't think we want Jane to become lustful. Restrain yourself. That's no way for a lady to behave. Looks like we're gonna get into a. We were about to get into a small fight here. There we go. The siege is the people are coming back to assist us with the siege here. And get another perk. Let's go with charismatic. Attracted characters are more willing to spy for us. Very good. Investments in Starpike. It has come to my attention that there's a rare opportunity to invest in the lordship of Starpike. My wife Elena draws up the details for business investment. Does look like the deal could benefit us. Let's see. You know, let's try it. The deal falls through. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Our wife led us astray with her advice there, but looks like we're gonna get another siege here. The siege of King's Landing continues, and oh, we've got some forces coming in against us. I don't know how many troops we've got here. Oh, we've got quite a few. We should be okay. Oh, but they do engage with us. All right, all right. So they try to lift the siege of King's Landing, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. Indeed, it will not. We send the forces of Queen Marcella packing once more. The siege continues for the moment. Ooh, okay, we got caught. We should have joined our allies there. Looks like we're gonna get caught here. That's are our allies going to make it in time? We do need money here. An odd coin like this may come in handy. Before Aegon's conquest, the Reach used to use its own gold coins, known as the hands, for the symbol of Garth Greenhand on them. How this one ended up in my possession, no, I have no idea. But what should I do with this? You know what? Let's we could gain this little. We could have this coin. Surely it's worth more than its weight in gold. Yeah, surely it is. Oh, I don't think our allies are going to... Oh, they are going to make it in time. I can't believe it. House Peake holding King's Landing against superior forces until our allies can come in and join us. We just barely kept it going there and managed to hold. That is amazing, frankly, that we held the line long enough there for our allies to come in and assist us. That was, oh man, that was a good showing by Lord Titus here. You earned some honor there, my friend, or essentially us. We earned some honor there indeed. Looks like our allies are gonna come in and engage into a battle here. King's Landing, just the battles being fought here, just quite insane. I should point out to some people who are suggesting that, you know, the fact that our children have this reddish brown hair. Carrick's already 6. Earthon's already 8. Oh my god, our children are growing up so fast during this war. Jane is 13 already. You know, there might be something to be said that these children may not actually be ours. But the way that the mod works with the genetics and things like that, and the Targaryen traits, the fact that they have different hair color doesn't necessarily mean they're not ours, but it is a possibility. But the way the game works mechanically, you can't actually judge it based on that. So that's just something to consider. Wow, the battle going on here. We're gonna hold the Red Keep here. I imagine our forces are in King's Landing, and now it's just like the Red Keep is the last kind of holdout here. But we are at 91%. We need to just get a few more sieges done, and then a victory will be ours. But we'll see if our allies do come and join us here. I should hope that they will. Okay, well, no, they just continue. Oh, we gained skilled fighter. Nice. Will they assist us? Oh, we're gonna have to... You know what? We can probably hold against the small force here. But we need to get these sieges done. I don't want to get caught again like we did that last time. But we'll see. Okay, they're getting some sieges done. You just need to siege like 2 or 3 more castles here, you guys. Oh, we gotta get out of here. Nope. All right, we didn't make it out this time. Oh, Tywin himself. We're facing Tywin himself in this battle. I don't know if our allies are going to join us or if they would even make it here in time if they did. But Tywin himself to lift the siege on the Red Keep. There we go. Our forces were taken out here. So luckily we weren't captured, but some of our people were. So we held the line as long as we could, but we just didn't have enough troops to hold the Red Keep. Tywin snuck an army in and managed to take us from behind before our allies could come in and join us. So that is unfortunate, but I think our allies are going to win it. And we earned a lot of honor there. That one fight there where we held the line until our allies came in, I think was basically, the best showing for our character that we could have hoped for. Get ourselves a new marshal and let us speed time up so that these sieges can come to pass. So our troops are pretty well reduced. We'll bring them back up if we need to, but I imagine that Titus is still here with his with the rest of the forces here. Our forces might have been destroyed, but we're probably still with the armies somewhere here. I'm just kind of skipping by these events because I would like to see the end of this war here in this episode. By their very nature, ting meets can often be extremely boring, but perhaps we could do something useful with this time. Indeed, perhaps we can. All right, so it looks like we'll probably get one more siege done here very quickly. I think we should be able to pull off a victory here relatively soon. If not, then perhaps we shall simply have to let some time pass in between episodes, and that, I think, will probably be what we need to do unless we engage into another battle here, but we shall simply see. Yeah, looks like, all right, so things are coming to a conclusion, and it does seem like we have the advantage, but maybe Myrcella can somehow still pull out a victory. We shall have to see, but we shall see in the next episode. Like I said, leave your comments below about what you think Aegon Targaryen, and more importantly, what you think Doran Martell would do if he is able to pull off that victory and put Aegon here, who is now 18 years old, Sir Aegon Targaryen. Look at him looking very, very regal here. This is the man that we're going to be putting on the throne. His traits, terrible, but we shall have to see, but we shall see in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.